So, you want to become a financial research analyst here in India? Well, there's one major key that unlocks that door, the NISM certification. But look, passing this thing isn't just about studying hard, it's about studying smart. And today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to build your blueprint for success and break down exactly how to conquer this exam.
But first things first, before we dive into exam strategy, let's get a handle on the role itself. I mean, what does a research analyst actually do all day? What's the core of this job?
At its heart, the role is all about transformation. An analyst takes these huge piles of raw data, company reports, market trends, economic news, and they turn it all into clear, actionable advice that investors can actually use. And after all that complex analysis, all those spreadsheets and deep dives, it really just boils down to one of these three simple but incredibly powerful recommendations. Your entire job is to have the solid analytical proof to make that call with total confidence.
Okay, so how does the NISM exam actually test your ability to make that call? To beat this test, you've got to understand how it's built from the ground up. So let's decode it.
The whole exam is scored out of 100 marks, and you've got exactly 2 hours to get it done. That means your time management has to be just as sharp as your analytical skills.
Now here's where the exam's design gets pretty clever. It's split into two main parts. First, you've got 80 multiple-choice questions for 80 marks. That's to test your broad knowledge. But then, you've got 5 case studies worth 20 marks. And that's where you really have to think like a pro analyst, applying everything you know to a real-world scenario.
So the magic number you're aiming for is 60. You need 60 marks out of 100 to pass. Seems straightforward enough, right? But there's a catch, a big one that can trip up even the most prepared people. And here it is. For every single wrong answer, you lose 25% of the mark for that question. This is a huge deal. It means that just randomly guessing is actually going to hurt your score, not help it. You have to be calculated, you have to be confident. So, knowing the stakes, knowing about that negative marking, how do you prepare effectively? This is where we shift from just studying hard to really studying smart. Let's build your strategic guide.
The syllabus is huge. We're talking 15 different chapters. When you're facing that much material, the biggest question is, where do you even begin? It can feel pretty overwhelming, but believe it or not, the exam's own structure gives us the answer.
This table right here, this is your roadmap. And the first thing you'll notice is that not all chapters are created equal, not even close. Look at this. A few key areas have a massive amount of weight. Technical analysis is worth 15 marks all by itself. And right behind it, you've got company financial analysis and valuation principles, each at 12 marks.
I mean, just think about what that means for a second. Just those top 3 chapters, technical analysis, financial analysis, and valuation principles, they add up to 39 marks. That is nearly 2/3 of the way to the passing score of 60 just from mastering these 3 core areas. This is the absolute key.
So if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Your number one focus should be on building a rock-solid foundation in these high-weightage topics. Before you get lost in the weeds of other chapters, make sure you know technical analysis, financial analysis, and valuation inside and out. It's the most efficient path to passing, period.
So why go through all this trouble anyway? Well, because this certification is about way more than just passing a test. It's about building a powerful analyst toolkit that you're going to use for your entire career.
No, seriously. Check out the skills you'll walk away with. You'll go from just knowing basic market terms to deeply analyzing financial statements, evaluating all kinds of different securities, and applying complex valuation principles. You'll even learn what separates a good research report from a great one, which is absolutely crucial for making those smart recommendations we talked about earlier.
And this quote from NISM itself really gets to the heart of why this whole thing exists. It's not just a box to check off on a resume. It's a commitment to a higher standard of quality, ethics, and expertise across the whole industry, making sure analysts are providing real, tangible value. So there you have it. You know what the job is, you know how the test works, and most importantly, you know the smartest way to prepare. The blueprint is officially in your hands. The only question left is, are you ready to make the call?